Hello and what's up everyone, Thunderbob here, and tonight we're talking about some Diablo Immortal. This came out last week, and I put some time into it, not like a ton of time into it. I've got a couple of characters like in the low 20s, kind of bouncing between, figuring out like, do I want to stick with any particular character, and kind of just messing with the skills and stuff. But I've kind of poked around, and I know a lot about the systems, and I know a lot about the pay-to-win aspects, and I kind of wanted to share some of my thoughts on it. I know there's a bunch of people who are all giving their opinions on this, but I just quickly wanted to talk about it and maybe share some of my own thoughts on it. Overall, like, the game itself is competent. It's not amazing, it's not horrible. I think for a mobile game, it's pretty great. I think if you take this from the lens of a PC Diablo game, it's kind of crap. But I think the elephant in the room is like the pay-to-win aspect. That's really what's turning me off from the game. And what's crazy is like from 1 to the cap, like you really don't have to invest at all in the pay-to-win side of things. You can go from, you know, level 1 all the way to the max level, beat the game without really ever having to wade into buying stuff, though they certainly will try to. They'll send you pop-ups and offer you stuff at every corner, but they really don't do much for you until you hit the end game. And I'm going to talk just briefly about some of the things you can buy. So if you go into the shop, the first thing you're going to see is the Eternal Legendary Crests. So this is something that empowers your Elder Rifts. And if you've played Diablo 3, you know Rifts are one of the key areas to get gear, and specifically to get legendary gems, which empower your character. And in Diablo Immortal, most especially so, because almost every piece of gear has spots for gems. Legendary gems come in varieties from 1 to 5, 5 being super duper rare. Now, you'll see down here, 1600 of this currency will buy you 10 Eternal Legendary Crests. And you'd say, oh, well, that's not bad. This is probably like an in-game currency or something. Well, you know what? You could just straight up buy that for cash. That's good to know. I believe you can also buy these with the like in-game currency also, but the real money currency, you can straight up just buy these gems, which improve the drops of your Elder Rift runs, which are how you farm, you know, your character later in the game. Beyond that, there is also a battle pass. And there is, to be fair, a free track, which gives you, like, you know, upgrade materials, hilts. It'll give you the lesser crests. These are, like, they'll upgrade the rift, and it'll give you gems, but not necessarily, like, the ones you want. They even give you, like, you know, there's a legendary here. Gives you a random, actually, your choice of any legendary offhand. So, like, you can get some items on the free track. But if you want to pay $4.99, you get the empowered pass, or you could pay $14.99 and it'll give you all of the stuff up front, basically. How do I go back? I don't love the PC interface. I've mostly played this on mobile, actually. It feels the PC is just a little bit wonky, to be honest. But let's look at that empowered track here. So right off the bat, oh, it's a cosmetic. That's nothing. But oh, you just straight up get a legendary gem for paying $4.99. Okay. And this just shows you, here's a 2-star legendary gem, gives you combat rating. Each time you deal damage to an enemy, that enemy takes 0.80 increased from your attacks, and it stacks up to 10 times, increases magic find. Like, these gems are substantial improvements to your character. I mean, there's no way around that. Late game, my understanding is these gems make a huge difference on your character. Like, I saw someone do some math, and it was like 400% more potential health by having rank 5 gems versus the rank 1 gems. That's crazy. On this track also are keys you could use to unlock certain chests, legendary crests which empower your Elder Rifts, more crafting materials. So, like, you can put more money into this game and you get more rewards. And these are not just cosmetic rewards, as much as Blizzard wants to claim. You know, you can't buy gear. And when they say that, what they're talking about is, I keep hitting the wrong button. You can't buy these item slots. You know, you can't straight up buy like, oh, I need a new sword. No, but you can buy the gem that goes in that sword. And late game, for what I've seen, you actually get more stats from your gems than you do from your gear. So, like, that's very disingenuous to say that you can't buy gear, because you certainly can buy the gems that go in your goddamn gear. Some other wonkiness is the daily rewards. If I could find it again. It's usually right here. So there's usually a button here. You click it and you claim your reward. You know what you can do? You can straight up just pay them $9.99 and they'll give you 30 days worth of your daily reward. How asinine is that? They also give you inventory space. Imagine being able to pay money in Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, just straight up real money, and get extra inventory space. Remote market access, market trade slots. Like, it's just crazy. Materials. You can buy these items, from my understanding, these are used for reforging your gear. So, like, you can, kind of like a Diablo 3, you're going to be upgrading them. This will let you reforge an item to reroll a stat, is basically my understanding. And I could be a little bit off on that, but it does let you modify your gear in some manner. And you can just straight up, again, buy these for the in-game, the real money currency. So, yeah, there's no way around it. You can straight up put money into this game and either progress more quickly or be more powerful than someone who does not. But that also doesn't really take effect until you hit the level cap. Like, you're probably not going to be running these Elder Rifts until you hit that level cap. So, if anything, I could recommend maybe running through the basic game if you're really a lore person and you want to see the story. But if you don't want to put money in the game, if you don't want to compete against other people who are putting money in the game, I can't recommend playing into that end game at the moment, the way things are set up and the way I'm understanding them. It's just ridiculous. Okay, I'm done talking about Pay to Win. What I want to talk about next is the PC port, particular, some of the shortcomings on it, and then also the systems, how I've experienced them so far, my thoughts on it. To start with the PC port, I'm happy that there is one, but it definitely feels kind of limited. It feels like someone just used BlueStacks and made this Android game run on PC. Like, there's a lot of weirdness around the resolution. Like, at times it looks good, and then suddenly it'll be very unclear and blurry. I'm running a 3080 and a 10700K. It's not my computer. There's no way to change the resolution. I've got everything turned up as high as it'll go, but there's nowhere where you can come in here and say, I'll run at 1080p or 3440 or, 4K, whatever you're running. I don't know what resolution this is at. You can see I've got it capped right now at 120 FPS. I could uncap this, and I'm getting like a couple hundred frames per second. I think in some areas I was hitting 400 FPS. So, like, certainly it's not a demanding game. I believe this is just the Android. Look, there's 300 FPS over here where there's less going on. This is basically the Android game or the iPhone, running through some kind of emulator or something is the way I take it. We're gonna go ahead and recap that because that'll make my 3080 cry a little bit. I don't need that many frames for this game. Go back to 120. And you can see it's pretty steady around 120. Frame time's not perfect though, but okay, whatever. Beyond that, there's kind of just a lack of settings in here. It just feels like I should be able to set the resolution. The controls are kind of weird. Like, there's no way to set up a controller. So I have a Steam Deck, and I'd love to try this on the Steam Deck. I was able to kind of get it running through Lutris. It's not really worth it, to be honest. The game, it's not worth putting the effort I did to get it running. There's some people out there that show how to do it. Even when you do, the controls aren't set up. You have to do a bunch of manual wonkiness to get it controlling decently. They should have controller support on this, I think, just like Diablo 2 Resurrected does. But overall, it feels like a port. Like, the controls just feel a little bit weird. There are times where, like, things will just lock up. Like, I can't left click anymore until I hit all of the number keys. Like, it's like a skill gets stuck. Some annoyance around like the server system. So like when I started, it just threw me on a server and I said, sure, let's play on that one. And then I got home and my buddy's like, hey, do you want to play together? And we realized those servers you're stuck on at the moment. There's no way to transfer between them. So one of us had to start on another server. So make sure what server you play on, make sure you coordinate with your friends, all that fun stuff. One other kind of annoying thing is like I'm just constantly bombarded by like notifications and claim messages and like, you know, hey, there's a rare crest available at the Elder Rift. Hey, did you know there's a new pack for sale? You could give us $5 and we'll give you some keys or something. There's constantly things in the battle pass I have to claim, constantly conquests. Like at one point I logged into the game and I had to click claim 7 times. I have no idea what any of those things I were claiming were or why I got them, but it's like one of those gotcha games where like every day they want you to log in and hey, here's 15 things we're going to give you for logging in. Oh, by the way, when you do that, when you click, you know, to get your daily reward, hey, why don't you go and buy this thing? It's 570% extra value and we'll give you some stuff you don't really need at this point in the game. They're just trying to sell you things all over the place. There's messages popping up. Every time I log in, it tells me I have a new skill that I should use, and I don't have any new skills yet. Like this, constantly, I get this, tap to select new skill. These aren't new skills. I've had these skills for multiple levels. They're ranking up, but that doesn't mean I want to suddenly put it on my bar. Like, the whole interface is just a little bit frustrating. And it's not just the PC version. A lot of that's also on the mobile, but I think it's better on the mobile. I think this is actually a better mobile game than it is a PC game. And I'll primarily be playing it, I think, that way. Next up, I want to talk about the systems. And this is another thing that I'm a little bit disappointed in. Like, there's no skill or stat points until you hit max level. That's when you start getting Paragon points. Paragon points let you kind of fill that gap in and you know, pick a tree more or less, points from a tree. But as you're leveling up, there's nothing to invest points into. There's no trees, there's no skills, there's no stats. You basically have 1 primary attack and 4 skill slots. And every time you level up, you'll either unlock new skills or you'll rank up old skills. You don't pick any of these. Just as you level up, that happens automatically. So you put your 4 skills in here, you pick your primary, which I only, looks like I'm going to have 2 period on this wizard. And that is it for customization until you hit the end game, is the way I understand it. There's gear, but for the most part, all I'm looking at is when something drops, the score. Oh, this is higher, I'm going to keep it. You know, intelligence, vitality, that kind of stuff kind of makes a difference, but it seems like until late game, you might as well just look at the score. If it's better, you probably equip it. It's not worth putting in a lot of effort and thought into because of how often things are dropping. And you should just keep playing, to be honest. So from like 1 to the level cap, I'm at level 20 on this character, I'm at level 30 on another character. I have not made like a single character decision after a couple hours in the game. Like, other than putting skills on my screen. That is it as far as character decision. And then for quests, like, literally every quest in the game... is it going to do it for this one? Yeah. The entire game, I feel like I've just been going down hallways or following footsteps. Like, I haven't made a single decision. I really don't know why I'm doing anything, because I'm just following footsteps. Like, the quest system is so hand-holdy, and the game, like, it doesn't want you to get lost. I don't really have a sense of place or sense of choice or decision. Here's another. Tap to open the codex and view the new activity. I don't, why are these pop-ups here constantly? Why am I constantly assaulted by, like, do things? Like, just let me play the game. I think the game gets in its own way at times. Like, Diablo 2, it was the sense of exploration and going through the axe and finding gear and figuring things out. Here, they don't let you do any of that. They want to hold your hand the whole time, and they want to sell you shit. That's, like, what the game is, it seems like. And I don't hate it. Like, the actual gameplay is competent, you know. Let's see, I can do a rift. I haven't actually done any yet. I just got to the quest. And it wanted me to... We're going to do this. I'm going to put my legendary... We're going to put rare in. And look, here's the normal rewards. You get a mystery gem, a chance to obtain a rare or legendary equipment, get some experience, and you get 8 fading ember. If I add this in, oh, I have a guaranteed legendary gem. I get a random object of power. Could have any rune word carved into its face. Like, I mean, I don't... Look, buy more. It wants me to put money into the system. Like, it's just... Oh, it feels so dirty. It does. I'm gonna do this. This is my first one. Oh, and there's daily rewards everywhere. There's just like for logging in, for killing your first monster. I haven't played today, so we're gonna see like a million goddamn pop-ups. I guarantee you. Rift modifiers. Player ultimate skills charge faster. Monsters attack from behind are always critical. Monsters dodge. Okay. So I've played Diablo 3 pretty far. Like by the end of the game, you know, I was just playing my barbarian, so I have not played my wizard in a hot minute here. So let's see if I know. Like, I just got a daily... Look how many, like, pop-ups I'm getting just constantly in my face. It's just, like... I don't really... And maybe there's a way to disable it. I didn't see it. But, like, I don't want to know all that stuff constantly. Yeah, give me all that stuff. The PC version just feel... New skills available. Did you know I have a new skill available? And, like, in the middle of a rift, why are you constantly spamming me in the face? I've also put way more time in the mobile version, so if I'm playing horribly, my apologies. I don't think I've actually played this character on my PC yet. I was playing a barbarian last night. Did you know I have a skill available? So overall, like, I don't hate the game. I think, like, if I just took this from the lens of being a mobile Diablo game, like, good on you. Like, we need more of those kind of games in that mobile space. I think that's great. But it's most of, like, the pay-to-win aspect, the fact that they're constantly shoving, like, you know, hey, buy some stuff, hey, invest, you know, you get 500% if you would just put some money in here. Why aren't you putting money in? Like, that is the aspect that really gets to me. And the fact that you can just straight up be stronger by putting that money into the game. Like, that definitely gets to me. You should not have a tangible benefit for putting money in. I think, you know, it's okay to have a real, you know, money aspect, but I think it should be cosmetics or like new character classes, you know, or expansions, you know. Launch the game with 4 characters and then, you know, add the necromancer for $9.99. You know what? You put a lot of effort and time into that character. I'll pay you for it. I don't care. But by having stronger characters, by putting money into the game, that's where the bullshit is at. I think I'm making okay time here. Again, this is my first rift in Diablo Immortal, like, period. I've done them in Diablo 3, like, I think I capped out around 100 before I finally gave up. The only thing I'm worried about is my health. I already used 1 potion. You only get 3, I think. Or do they respawn in here? It looks like it does. Come on, we need enemies. So I don't want to be like completely down on the game. I think, you know, if you want to play through this game, you know, for the lore and the story, go for it. I think if you want to be a whale and you want to, you know, reward Blizzard for, you know, being kind of shady, you know, that's your choice. I personally, I think this is gonna be my lunch break game. You know, if I'm home if I'm free at lunch and don't have anything to do, I've always got my phone on me. I'll put a couple, you know, minutes into this, and in 6 months, maybe I'll see the whole story. And maybe by then, enough people will bitch that they'll have, you know, taken out some of the pay-to-win aspects of this game. You know, crazier things have happened. I'm just gonna do this Rift and then I'm done. So if you want to see Rift, give me all that stuff. It looks like, so basically you need to fill this bar before that timer reaches the end. So like I'm making okay time at the moment. I probably don't need that teleport on here, honestly. I'm a Diablo 2 player, so I saw teleport and I said I gotta try it. I know in Diablo 3 I don't think you can change out skills in the middle of a run. I'm assuming it's the same here. That thing does extra damage to burning enemies. I really need to time my attacks better. Like, honestly, it's pretty fun. Like, it's not... You know, Diablo 2 is my favorite Diablo game. I've loved Diablo 2. Diablo 1, I really enjoy. I played through it recently using Devolution X. It lets you play it in, you know, 4K and ultra-wide and all that kind of stuff. Diablo 3, you know, it's got its problems, but I think they fixed a lot of them over time. And it's like a reasonably fun game at this point. And this feels very much like Diablo 3. Like, if it didn't have the pay-to-win aspect, and I could just jump in and bullshit with some friends, I would probably put some time in this. I don't know that it's going to be, like, my main game I'm going to play or anything, but, like, the fact that it's mobile and I can play it while I'm pooping is definitely, you know, a big aspect. You just gotta stay out of this guy's range. I'm not sure if you die if you straight up lose on these ones. I think it probably respawns you and you gotta make sure to kill the guy before you run out of time. My guess. It's almost dead. I just got that frozen orb thing, and that cooldown on that is very, very long. Let's get these little orbs. I'm not very good at the timing on my ultra. Constantly, like, wasting it. There we go. So I leveled up. And this chest, from my understanding, would not be here if I did not... Look, I got my first legendary gem. I guarantee you I would not have got that if I did not invest my crest that I got. Now, I didn't pay any money. That was the crest you get, you know, for the normal leveling up. Did I get anything new here? Okay. There's no new skills here. All I did was rank up my skill, but I constantly get that message. That's the kind of thing that I think they need to work on. Is just like the interface and all the pop-ups and just how frequently things are just in your face. No? And let's just look at the gear here. Hey, it's a higher score. Sure. What's Fortitude do? Armor. Sure, whatever. It's got 2 sockets. It's rare. Lower score. Yeah. So I'll probably just salvage all this junk. I'm gonna end it here. Let's go back there. Let's look at that gem, actually. It was only a 2-star, right? And I got a boon of plenty. Okay, you see that, right? It just, like, wanted me to go back into my skill thing. Again, do you see any new skills here? I don't see any new skills there. Did it say I had a boon of plenty? I don't know where it actually... Okay. So that's... my 2-star rank 1 lightning core. Increases resonance by 30, 12 combat rating, primary attack. Yeah. Okay. So that's my first legendary gem. And I got a bunch of runes, which I'm really not completely sure what we do with those yet. Look how much stuff... Okay, required to craft. I thought those were the stats on it. I was like, Jesus Christ. Visit the jeweler. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. So, like, overall, if you just want to play this for the story and you want to get to, like, 60 and see the end of the game, I feel like go for it. If you want to play endgame, be prepared to either be weaker than people who are putting real money into the game or put money into the game. It's just kind of what it's going to come down to. Overall, I don't hate it. I'm actually kind of enjoying the moment-to-moment gameplay. There's just a lot of system issues. There's a lot of jank on the PC version, and there's just pay-to-win bullshit that I think they should take out. So that's my thoughts on it. If you have different thoughts on it, let me know. I would certainly love to hear, you know, if you're enjoying it or if it's terrible or just, you know, what your thoughts are on this new Diablo game. We don't get these all the time, do we? Though, in the last year we've got 2, so that's pretty awesome. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great night.